All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Heat 1. Pat Boyce and Andy Patton on the front row. Cale Bixler, Terry Landis on the second row. John Tobias and Armando Melgoza have the third row. Bob Curtis rounds out the field for heat number 1. Everybody getting stacked up on pit road. Now, we've talked about it, that this pit road exit can be a little bit tricky. Especially with these lighter weight sprint cars, especially under green flag conditions. Everybody makes it down without a problem and stacks up ready to go. It is good to be back broadcasting, and thank you guys all so much for being here. Hopefully we will not miss any more in 2025. I was heartbroken missing you guys, but here we go. Green flag is in the air. Heat 1 is underway at Lernerville, already 3 wide. And one car off track, it's Andy Patton. Armando Melgoza also off track. Cale Bixler to the lead. Bob Curtis started at the back of the field, is now up to third. Bob is on the move. But Pat Boyce ain't going to make it easy. Both of them get squarely on a 4. Pat pulls ahead for the moment. Andy Patton back in the mix. Meanwhile, Terry Landis is battling with Cale for the lead. Oh, Cale gets a big run, and it looked like Terry just bogged down at a 2. But coming out of 4, Terry takes the lead again with 2 to go. Terry sends it off into 3 and 4. White flag flies one more time around. There was a car having problems out of turn 4, but Landis sets the fastest lap. He has a 1.5 second lead, and Terry Landis will win Heat 1. Cale Bixler brings it home in second. Pat Boyce holds on to third. Somebody goes tumbling to pit road. All right, folks, here we go for heat number 2. Mr. Maurer and Pops Moore on the front row. Roger Craig, Greg Boydell on the second. Mayor Bixler, Kelly Wheeler on the third row. And Ed Harris rounds out the field. Everybody rolls off pit road to grid up. Everybody getting stacked up on the backstretch. The pace car heads in. And here we go, out of turn 4, green flag, back in the air for heat 2. And once again, 3 wide through turns 1 and 2, a little bit of bumping. Pops Moore quickly to the high side, takes the lead. Mr. Maurer on the bottom, trying to hold on to second. There's a 3 wide battle between Roger Craig, Mayor Bixler, and Kelly Wheeler in the mix. Pops has a bit of a lead now, setting the fastest lap, 0.8 of a second. Mayor Bixler and Roger Craig have both had problems there off the back of the track. Looks like they're both working their way back up on track, but coming to 2 to go, they're both going to end up at least 1, probably 2 laps down in Heat 2. Meanwhile, no surprise, out of turn 4, white flag flies with Pops Moore just dominating. Coming down the back straightaway one last time, Pops sends it into 3 and 4, and Pops Moore wins Heat 2. Well, both heats have been exciting. They'll go into warm-up. I have a feeling the feature's going to be even better. All right, the drivers have 3 minutes of warm-up to find that last little bit of speed. And they're racing to get off pit road. Andy Patton out on track, Greg Boydell coming out, Roger Craig, Cale Bixler. Mr. Maurer rolls out on track now. Here comes Ed Harrow. Oh, that's close. Things are definitely heating up here tonight. Kelly Wheeler now comes out on track along with Armando Melgoza. And it looks like the car just does not have the same amount of grip last time they were here. Definitely appears the drivers are having a hard time on corner exit. That back end kicking out a little bit more than they would like. At the moment, Andy Patton is the fastest car on track. Followed by Pat Boyce just took second fastest, Greg Boydell third. But the lap times are very, very close. And don't forget, folks, it is a doubleheader after the feature here at Lernerville. We are headed down the East Coast to Daytona. They will be in the trucks at Daytona. Things will get bumpy there. All right, warm-up coming to a close. It's time to see who will be in victory lane here tonight. It's time to go racing. The feature is here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The feature from Lernerville. Terry Landis and Pops Moore will have the front row. Cale Bixler, Greg Boydell on the second row, Pat Boyce and Mr. Maurer on the third row, Bob Curtis, Kelly Wheeler on the fourth, and Andy Patton and Ed Harris round out the top 10. John Tobias starts in 11th next to Roger Craig in 12th. Armando Melgoza and Mayor Bixler rounding out the field. Everybody getting stacked up on track behind the pace car. The sun is starting to set. The air is nice and cool. The track even cooler. And it's time to find out who's got the most speed tonight. The pace car heads to pit road. And here they come out of turn 4. The green flag flies for the feature here at Lernerville. Everybody makes it out of 1 and 2. A couple of cars slow out of turn 2. Harry Landis in the lead. Pops right there on his bumper. Cale Bixler, Greg Boydell battling for third place at the moment. Kelly Wheeler now up 3 spots into 5th. Wheeler on the move. Wheeler losing a little momentum out of 2 that time. Landis still holding on to the lead. The caution is out, and it looks like Pops Moore involved. Let's see what happened to Pops. He was trying to run the leader down. Oh, looks like he got off the track a little. Ouch. Take a look from another angle. He went a little bit wide. Had that right rear kind of over. Came back up, but the car below gets him. And that is one heck of a hard hit. Pops did manage to get it to pit road. He'll get it repaired and be back out. Meanwhile, everybody stopped on track waiting for the pace car. All right, everybody is rolling again. Lights go out and they stack back up. It'll be Terry Landis and Ed Harris on the front row. Now Terry Landis and Cale Bixler on the front row. Here they come out of turn 4. The green flag flies. Landis is away like a bullet. Wow. Bixler was hanging it all out, coming out of 2. Oh, big battle back behind. Holy cow, they were knocking off each other. And we've got two into the infield. It's Maurer, one of them. Caution is back out. And a lot of chaos on that one. Let's take a quick look at what happened to bring this caution out. No, Mr. Maurer was involved in one of them. There was a heck of a battle going back behind. Maurer just lost grip, and he hits the inside wall. And then a moment later, Andy Patton also gets involved in that. And then it looks like John Tobias also had a... Wow, they were banging off each other, and Tobias gets sent out of the track. So Terry Landis and Cale Bixler still up front. Greg Boydell and Kelly Wheeler on the second row. Armando Melgoza and Pat Boyce on the third row. John Tobias getting back to the lead lap as here we go. Green flag is back in the air. Landis gets another great restart as they battle back behind. And the best battle on track is back here mid-pack where everybody, oh holy cow, everybody was in the fight. Hobbs Moore ended up banging off another car, but nope, now the caution is out. And let's see what brought it out this time. We saw Pops getting into the other car. Pops really one of the dominant guys in these cars, but he has had a lot of problems here tonight. Everybody lined up behind the pace car. Should be getting one to green this time by. Well, this has been a bumpy race, but everybody in this group has continually gotten faster, and it does tighten the field up quite a bit. Lights are out as they stack up. All right, pace car heads to pit road. Harry Landis and Cale Bixler still up front, out of turn 4. Green flag is back in the air. Landis away again. Harry has had a great restart pretty much every time since he took the lead. Big mess back behind. Caution is back out. Pat Boyce involved in this. Let's see what happened. Coming down into 1 and 2 on the restart. One car blinking. Oh, as Pat pushed up, he gets into another car. Everybody somehow manages to avoid. However, some of that wreck avoidance caused problems for some. Roger Craig goes up the track, bumps another car, and ends up spinning to the infield. Armando Melgoza, Mr. Maurer, Bob Curtis, and Mayor Bixler have all gone to pit road getting repairs. They're all on their way back out. Everybody stacks back up side by side for the restart. Pace car heads back to pit road. And here we go. Green flag is back in the air. Once again, Landis away like a bullet. Oh, we've got one car off track coming out of turn 2. Looks like it was Ed Harris who has recovered, but is way behind as Terry Landis comes out of turn 4. Cale Bixler, though, closing the gap, and caution is out back behind. Looks like Ed Harris got caught up in this. Let's see what happened. Looks like Ed's car may have been a little tore up. He actually got it to pit road. And a moment before, Mayor Bixler had gone off track. He does get it recovered. Let's see real quick. See what happened with Bixler. Comes out of turn 4 and has a big run, but a lot of squirrely cars ahead and nowhere to go for Bixler. Hey, good evening, Cody. Lights are out on the pace car. I'm doing okay, buddy. How are you? Terry Landis has nailed every restart so far, but this time Cale anticipated, stayed right on him. They have contact into 1 and 2. And now Greg Boydell slips by on the bottom to take second. Oh, big wreck on the front stretch. Terry Landis continues to lead. Pat Boyce has gone to pit road. Caution is out. Let's take a look at a couple of those incidents that happened a moment ago. Dale Bixler was battling for third. Whoa, came down and gets a little bump and tried to take a shortcut through the infield. That didn't work. Mr. Maurer gets caught up in it as well. And Roger Craig also catching a piece of it. Well, just don't overdo it, Cody. It's very easy to do and can make recovery harder. Terry Landis still in control, but he'll now have Pops Moore alongside for the restart. Pops struggled since the start of this race, but he's made his way back up into second place. This could get good. All right, pace car is in. Here they come out of turn 4. Landis in control. Green flag flies. Terry gets on the gas, but the car hesitated. Looked like there might have been a problem back behind, but everybody pointed the right way. Pops Moore up to the high side. Pops has a big run out of 4. Contact. Wow, it definitely looks like the last iRacing update may have affected these cars. Pops has a run up top again. Pat Boyce and Mr. Maurer have both gone into pit road as Pops and Landis battle for the lead. 7 laps to go. Andy Patton has fought his way back up into third, but Kelly Wheeler looks underneath. And here comes Tobias. We saw him have a huge problem earlier. He is back in the fight. Five to go. Pops has the lead. Terry is starting to claw back some distance, but out at 2, that bottom line out of 2 does not seem to be working tonight. They are 3 wide back behind, trying to get into the top 5. And the caution is out with 3 to go. Well, that'll tighten things up for sure. Let's see what happened. Off into 3 and 4, and he just goes a hair too wide. Just barely puts that right rear off the berm, and it sends him around. So it will come down to a green-white checkered finish. You know, I told these guys to take it easy tonight so I wouldn't get too excited, but they didn't listen. We'll definitely be getting oxygen between races, because we're not done after this. We're going to Daytona in the trucks. lights are out on the pace car. They'll stack up single file for the restart. That'll give Pops a bit of an advantage here. Does Terry have anything left for him, or can anybody come from behind? Let's find out. And here we go. Green flag is in the air. 2 to go at Lernerville. Pops way out wide. Terry sends it, but gets squirrely out of turn 2. Terry is definitely attacking. White flag flies one more time around. Kelly Wheeler now holds third. Cale Bixler trying to fight back, but out of turn 4, Pops Moore wins at Lernerville. Terry Landis brings it home in second, and Cale Bixler holds him off to finish third. Well, they definitely put on one heck of a show. Hey, good evening, Dazzy. Good evening, Putsy. And we will get a word with our top 3 here in just a moment. Dazzy, thank you so much for the raid, buddy. Well, I can't talk tonight. Oh, get some rest, Daz. Thanks again, buddy. We'll get a word with our top 3 here in just a moment. Then we're going to head to Daytona. Still more racing to come. All right, let's start with second place, Terry Landis. Terry, it looked like the first half of that race, you were unstoppable. Then somebody figured out how to get past you.
Yeah, good old Brian. We were just talking about that. He takes us to the top all the time, and I'm on the bottom. And today, the top was faster.
Well, it definitely looked like coming out of especially out of turn 2 on the bottom was not the place to be. Seemed like you guys just could not find any grip, and that right rear wanted to come around on you.
Yeah, at the end there, the track got went away in the middle where I was running, and he was up on the cushion. And yeah, the rear end just got a little loose. The track was going away.
Well, you definitely put on one heck of a show in the first half and nailed every restart perfectly. That was an awesome run and a great finish, man. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Oh, sure. You, Doug, for putting it on, and How to Suck at iRacing. You got to watch that show. It's pretty good. And then Mauer Farm Management for allowing us to race, and C2C for giving us a place to race. And all the admins behind the scenes, and Kreitz Old Track Parts, because he bend parts and they send you some new ones. And the guys back at KSR, Galen's Homegrown Popcorn, put 15 Lori Cart, and you get 15% off. Jeter and my wife Judy.
Well, great job tonight, buddy.
Thanks, Joe.
Hey, good evening, Susie. Cale Bixler comes home in third. Cale, man, the last couple laps, you really came alive on that restart.
Yeah, it was a fun race. I think if I could have had one more, I think it would have been close again. One of those .001 finishes.
It definitely would have been interesting. I have to say, watching the final laps there, that battle for third got pretty exciting and was very, very close. And I saw a lot more bumping tonight than what we usually see in these cars.
Yeah, we had a lot of cautions. And I don't know if the track was a little bit different, to be honest with you, than when we went out, and the sun was different, so that could have played a part in it.
We definitely saw you guys banging off of each other, but quite a few good saves and quite a few good passes because of it. It was definitely an awesome night of racing.
Yeah, these guys are so good, and they're so fun to race with. It's just a blast.
Well, man, a great job and a great finish. Is there anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Mauer Farm Management, Flatline Racing Bodies, my main sponsor, Schroeder Angus, the best Angus, Black Angus in the world out there. So if you ever need anything, contact Doug and Drew, and then yourself, Doug, and then the Massive Avenger as well. They sponsor these. But hope you're doing well, Doug, and I just want to give you a shout out as well.
I appreciate it, buddy. Great job tonight.
Thanks, Doug. Hopefully I get to talk to you again.
Hope so. And finally, our winner, Pops Moore. I have to say, Pops, the first half of that race did not go your way, but the second half sure did.
Well, I finally figured out that I just needed to calm down and be patient until I think I got up to the top 6, and then I thought, well, now it's time to go. So, and by then there was only 15 laps to go or so. So, yeah. So that was fun. But yeah, that first part of that race, and then it seems like everybody else was having the same thing that was happening to me towards the end of the race. So that kind of went to my benefit there for the finish anyway. So.
One of the guys did say, I think Cale said the track seemed way different in the race than what it was in practice. You could definitely tell a lot of drivers were struggling to hold on to the back end and just keep the car pointed the right way. It was definitely a handful out there.
Yeah, it seemed like the track slicked up in spots where you didn't really expect it to be. They reworked the track before the feature, so... and it just slicked up differently than it usually does. Like going into 3, when I thought, man, Terry was running the middle and the bottom pretty good. So I thought the only way I'll get by him is to go to the top. And in 1 and 2, the top was still good. I could even go up higher if I needed to get a bigger run. But once I got that run down the back straightaway, I had to enter real easy in 2 and let it slide up to the cushion coming out to get a good run on him. And I think that's how I ended up getting by him. But, yeah, that was pretty hard. Hard to figure the track out, for one.
Well, you definitely made it look easy in the second half of that one, and not surprised at all to see you in victory lane. A great race, and anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Just Coast to Coast Racing, and who is a sponsor tonight? The sponsors for this thing, you for putting the broadcast on, and I got to give a shout out to my brother Rick and Rona and Young Guns Creations for the reps they give me, and just Coast to Coast, man. All the guys behind Coast to Coast. This is a fun league to race.
Well, man, one heck of a show tonight. Congratulations back in victory lane.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Pops Moore back in victory lane, but now we head to Daytona. Folks, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in just a few moments from Daytona. They're going high-speed drafting. It's going to get, it might get a little bumpy. We're definitely going to see the big one. Let's go. We'll see you here in just a moment.